He was limited, but he moved around and did some things. We got to see how he's feeling after today's practice, and he'll probably work out before the game and see where he's at.
It feels a lot like Vito was last week, same kind of thing? Or?
No, two different injuries. Two different injuries.
Is there anyone you can officially rule out for the game?
Tristan and Chris.
You have 11 healthy DBs. Does that make some tough decisions there? You got a lot of versatility in terms of who's up, who's down, all that kind of stuff.
No, not many decisions. I mean, that's going to be the problem all year when everybody's healthy. So got to gauge and see who plays special teams, who doesn't, what kind of packages we have in for who, what week, and it may fluctuate all the time.
What kind of impact can Christian Izzian have returning to the lineup?
It's physical. He brings a lot to the table, not just defensively, but special teams-wise as well. Gives us a lot of depth at nickel, at both safety spots, and even emergency corner. He can do a variety of things on teams, and he flies around. It's just good to have his energy out there.
Perry did a really good job last week. Would you expect to use them both or in some capacity, just depending on the defense?
Depending on the defense. I mean, Paris is the nickel right now, but Izzy will have some spots coming in as we go forward, and we got to see what the game plans look like.
It's been a couple weeks since we asked you about Jalen McMillan. Just want to ask you how he's doing and if his timetable has changed at all.
Timetable hasn't changed. We see him every day. He's doing fine. I mean, but we're just walking in the hallway, so I can't tell you physically how he's doing, but he's doing fine.
Yeah, I mean, just the ability to feel the ball clean and then, make a play out in space. That's who he's been since he's been here. Last year we put him out, against Philly. He was kind of hurt when we put him out there, and he still had like a 12 or 11-yard return or whatever it was, but he was, fighting that little demon. But man, he can make plays in space. The guys did a really good job of blocking for him. So that synergy part of it has been really good.
How important was Riley Dixon in reshaping the field position in the game?
It's huge. Anytime you can consistently down the ball inside the 20 and create a long field for the opponent's offense with our defense, that's you can't talk about it enough. I mean, it's what he does. That's who he is. That's why we got him here. And, I just look forward to more good punts from Riley.
We're all shocked when Chase misses any kicks, right? Much less an extra point.
Yeah.
There were a lot of missed kicks in that game, and theirs ended up costing them too. But
yeah.
I don't know. Is he self-correcting at this point in his career?
Yeah. I mean, it's, Chase is the most consistent guy. When I say consistent, as far as routine, like he does the same exact thing every single day he comes out. It does not change. It does not deviate from the process. And and that's what makes him him, and he's a special player, and he'll get back on track and we'll get on the streak. That's kind of how he is.
Do you even say anything? I mean, you're not going to coach a guy at this part in his career. You just get him next time type of deal?
Not a word. Yeah. Let's go. Next kick. Most important kick's the next one. Yeah. And that's how he handles it.
From a kick coverage standpoint, I think you had 4 guys had 2 tackles each. Seemed like a busy day. Was anybody in particular that impressed you, surprised you?
Really all of those guys, and the young guys are doing a good job. Our guys are physical. We've got some length, Nelly and Bully and Brass and even, Watts was getting doubled the whole time. So, and then Ryan Miller, those guys are doing what they're supposed to. When a guy gets doubled, okay, the guy that's not getting doubled, we expect you to make a play. Josh Hayes, those guys. So guys have done a good job, and we just got to continue to do a good job. Damian Pierce is a monster. He's averaging almost 40 yards a return, and he's a special returner. It's like I was telling the guys, it's like he plays with, like he's got silicone on him. Like guys they just slide off of him. Nobody can get him on the ground, but we got to do a good job of getting people around his feet and keep doing what we've been doing.
Talking of Todd Bowles earlier this week, he mentioned that Benjamin Morrison's getting back into the fold, and he mentioned that he'll get some snaps on defense to get his feet wet a little, but he'll probably be playing a lot of special teams against the Texans. What is the type of player like him going to offer you as a special teams player, and how can he translate his skill set from corner to
Well, just it's just like playing corner to perimeter stuff that he'll do. It's just tackling, blocking. It's football. It's just nothing. He'll line up his punt return in the vice. It's just like he's playing corner. Bump man to man. It's the same stuff, same skill set, and it translates. So, no, he'll do a good job. He's a young, conscientious kid, very smart, and he's competitive. So we look forward for him to, get better as the year goes on, and just to watch his maturation.
I don't know how often you watch other games and kind of put yourself through like situational hypotheticals, but I mean, the end of that Bears-Vikings game was a big one in terms of the kickoff outside the 2-minute warning there. I was curious your take on that, and then again, if you had that, what you might have done.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you what I'd do, but I in that situation, that's something that we've all would be talking about. Zach is on top of all of that stuff. And that's one of those situations where you have to be on top of it, because you can see how it could potentially, cost you. But we're always talking game management stuff with Zach, and then how we would handle it during the week. And we always we watch situations on Saturday night. That's our situational meeting. So, we always talk about it's two types of knowledge. Sometimes you borrow it, and then sometimes you buy it. And there's some things you have to buy, and then things like that you want to borrow so you don't have to go through that.
If you're willing to, if the goal is to put it through the end zone, if you're willing to concede the 35, is there a reason not to kick it out of bounds and just take the 40?
Well, I mean, you obviously giving them 5 yards, but if the goal was to kick the ball out of the back of the end zone, and that was the goal, and maybe they came up short, that's an execution thing.
Right.
But kicking it out of bounds, it's also obviously that's a smart thing to do, so you can save the time.